Remember, wherever you go, there you are. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. I got a book in the mailbox and I got to get that mother out. The friendly neighborhood mail lady has hooked a brother up and it comes directly from a fellow named Travis Dunn at MidWorld Press. Ever hear of it? Well, I have. In fact, I bought, I think this might be the fourth book from MidWorld Press that I'm adding to these shelves here. And the first one that's not written by Christopher Buehlman. This one is written by a fella by the name of Glen Cook. Ever hear of it? And this is a book that was written in 1984, I do believe. And I'm a cutting edge kind of guy. I'm always on that edge of what's hot and what's new and what's hip. And I'm discovering this book here in 2023. So I'm on it. Like usual, I'm there. But when MidWorld Press announced this book, first of all, they put it up and the daggum artwork looked so cool. And I had to do a little bit of digging because I'd never read the book, the author, the series. Doing a little digging, it sounded like something I needed to be involved in. So I mashed in buttons, paid the $90 to get the book coming my way, and it sold out pretty fast. So looks like I'm glad I did when I did. Now, you might wonder, why does somebody buy a book that they haven't read yet? And I say, well, how do you usually read books? By buying them and then reading them. Sometimes we do it from the library, and I tend to be a guy that goes on the cheap. I like to get some cheap paperback, ratty, old, used book so I can read it and I can abuse it and I can not worry about what happens to the book during that period in time when I'm reading it. And then other times, I go ahead and I buy that beautiful limited edition book because I don't want to miss the chance. I want to have a placeholder, a stake in the game. And then if by some chance I read the book and it just didn't for me, well, I can usually move it on down the road. And sometimes you can predict well and sometimes you can't. But reading about this book, it sounded flippin' phenomenal. And so I had to do it. And then in fact, this book, it turned out, has spawned quite a few sequels, novels, lots of short stories and other things like that. In fact, there are 9 so far and rumored to be a couple more still in the works. I read an article where Glen Cook was saying he had at least 2 more, but this article was old, so I don't know if he changed his mind or what. But anyway, book 1 in this series, and I can't wait to get in and read it. The Chronicles of the Black Company, and this is the one that started them all. So that's a whole lot of talking. Let's open it up and see what she looks like, and then I get to jump in and become a reader. Do I love or do I don't love? That's the question. That's the question I'm asking anyway. Maybe you don't care. But let me open her up and see what she looks like. And the dust jacket artwork looked phenomenal. The artwork from Kai Carpenter. And I also read, according to MidWorld Press, there are 4 interior illustrations. It is signed in person by the author, Glen Cook, limited to 500 copies, 288 pages, and I want to see what it looks like. So this book, I think I bought it in November of 2022. Now it is August 2023, so pretty quick and amazingly lightning fast if you compare it to some other publishers with the initials of C and D. But anyway, lightning fast by most standards, and it's actually delayed. It was supposed to be out a few months ago, but from what I read, there was some trouble from the publisher or from the printer, the binder, one of those ERs, where there was supposed to be foil stamping on the cover that wasn't there. So they had to send them back, and they were able to restamp them and such as that. So I want to take a look at the foil stamping on the cover, make sure mine looks okay, and open it up and look all around. But MidWorld Press shipped this book in a big box, like I like, wrapped or protected with these little bubble things. Looks kind of like cheese puffs, only white. And they don't taste the same either, FYI. But anyway, I love it when a publisher protects this stuff because there's there's one thing I can't stand. It's to buy something, get that thing in the mailbox, and it's all busted up. I don't want busted up stuff, especially when you're paying full price. And $90 for a book may not be crazy for you, but I still hold a dollar dear. So I want my $90 book to be tip-top, tippity-tip-top when I get it in the mailbox. And MidWorld Press does the trick in terms of protecting them. Also in a good bubble. It's enveloped in a bubble envelope. All right, so I got I paid for it. I got the receipt and this Be-youtiful. This was a thing that immediately made me want to see, what's that? What are they selling? That's what I came to look for. That artwork just looked so good, and it got my attention. And reading a little bit about it, I decided I must give it a shot. Not only do I get a chance to get a book that seemed like a lot of people wanted, sounded phenomenal, but I get a chance to read it, and then from there, if I dig it, I'm assuming there's more to come because there are a lot more books already written. So I assume MidWorld Press will be getting those out, and maybe I can get matching numbers and such as that on a set if I do dig it. But let me take this dust jacket off. Take a look at the back of it, man. It looks so good. Let me take it off and stretch it out for you so you can see it. And then we'll look at this cover. We'll look and see how the stamping came out, the after the fact front cover stamping. But take a look at that artwork. It looks so good. Kai Carpenter did it to it. I don't believe, I may be wrong, I don't believe I have any books illustrated by Kai Carpenter. But that's all changed because here it is. And man, I love that dust jacket. Great job. Great job. I love it when publishers commission such great artwork. It really does make a book amazing. A book for years and years for me, a book was a story. It was it. You read the story. Did I like it or did I didn't like it? Love it, hate it, whatever the case may be. Changed my life, all these things. But the thing that I held in my hand didn't really matter to me. And one day I realized, man, I collect stuff. I'm a collector and I'm a reader and I love books. Why don't I collect books? So then I started a collection, started off very narrow. I said, okay, I got these 3 authors that I love and I've read a lot of the stuff that they've written. I want to collect first editions of what they wrote. And then from there it got into signed limited editions and the whole world opened up for me. Then I started collecting all sorts of books, but I still keep it to pretty much the stuff I really dig. So if I get something and I don't end up liking it, I usually find an excuse just to move it on. I don't really keep books just because they're popular or because they're important. I keep the books that I like, and I keep the books from the authors that I like. But looking at this, the foil stamping on the front looks perfect. I see nothing wrong with the author's name. I did read that there was some goofiness there, but it looks good to me. The spine looks good. We got kind of a shiny, leatherish sort of cover. I'm not sure what it actually is, but it looks nice. Solid colored end papers, a built-in ribbon page marker, and take a look at the Smith's sewn binding. The quality binding, MidWorld did not cheap out on binding. It's not a glued binding. It is a quality sewn binding, which I appreciate. I appreciate it. The cost, the investment, whatever. Quality books should have quality bindings as well. And here is my signature page, signed in person by Glen Cook. I have number 350 of 500 copies, and that signature page looks great too. Very nice. Signed with a ballpoint pen on this shiny paper, but it sticks. It still looks good. It worked for me. So in here, oh wow, look at there. Looks good too. But in here, there are what I read 4 interior illustrations in addition to that dust jacket artwork. So I want to flip through here and see what she looks like. See that artwork. I dig artwork. And that's another thing. I really appreciate what MidWorld Press is doing. They are surely one of the good ones, and I'm not calling you Shirley, but they are one of the good ones. I have my favorite publishers, and MidWorld Press has got to be in there. Got to be. Everything I've gotten from them has been quality stuff, good stuff, and I love this artwork. So they are definitely working their way into my list of publishers that I really, really dig, man. I've got my list, and they're on it. This will be the 4th book that they've published that I have in my collection. I also ordered John Dies at the End, and that one, John Dies at the End by Jason Pargan, and that one is still available for sale. I was kind of surprised. It was $95 plus shipping, and I figured, man, this one probably will be pretty popular. And so a lot of people were excited about it, but it didn't sell out yet. This one sold out fast. That one hasn't sold out yet. If you're interested, go get you one. Mash them buttons yourself. Get you one. I'm looking forward to it. It looks really cool also. But I wanted to show you what the page looks like. People read these books, and they want to know what they're getting into. The text size, page color, margins, the way it looks, all that kind of stuff. So there you are. What do you think? Do you dig it? I like this paper. They called it 50-pound natural antique paper, and it feels it. Check it out. Feel it. It's, I want to say it's the right thickness. It's not thick. When you grab it, you don't feel like, ooh, that's thick. It feels like paper ought to feel like to me, and it's got that paper texture. I mean, it feels like paper. It's not smooth or anything like that. It feels like paper. But I dig it. I like it. It's just right for me. Let's see. There should be 3 other interior illustrations, and man, they look good. The illustrated pages are slick, shiny. The back is blank. I'll show you the back of this one here in a second. But the artwork is so good. I really am happy with that. So you can see the sheen on the blank back illustrated page. And let me see what else I can find. And there is another beautiful illustration. It looks so good. I must say right off the bat, right now, right here, before we even get to the end, that I'm very, very happy with what I got. I saw pictures on the Facebook of people posting these that got it a little earlier or quicker than I did, and I couldn't wait to get it in hand. Every one of them was excited, stunning, beautiful, very pleased with what they got. And I must say, it's terrific. I'm excited, pleased, very happy with what I got. And I gotta hurry up. There's also an interview in here. Let's see, what we stumbled into. The Glen Cook interview, recorded at Archon 30, Collinsville, Illinois, October 7th, 2006. So we have this interview in here to look for. I wonder if he mentions in that interview 2 more books that he intends to write in this series. And I don't know if I really showed you, but these end pages, can't really see it good. They're textured almost like a leathery texture that it has on there. So it looks really good. And I've got to hurry up and read this one because I'm not sure. I don't want to get caught with my pants down on the second book in the series, Shadows Linger. So I want to read this, make sure that I dig it, make sure I want to continue with the set. And when Shadows Linger comes out, I want to already have my decision made, because I don't want to miss it, and I don't want to buy another book and then turns out I don't like it. But anyway, I got my copy. It looks so nice. I've got my reading cut out for me, and I can't wait to jump into this one. The books, what gots to be read pile over there is fat, and it's tall. It's bubba big, but I'm bubba bigger. Like that matters. But I got to get to reading. This one is probably 2 from now. I'm finishing up a book, hopefully tonight, and then I've got 1 more ahead of it, and then I gotta jump into this one. I'm so excited to get it. I usually don't read my limited edition books, but sometimes I just do. Sometimes it just bees that way. But anyway, The Black Company looks fabulous, phenomenal. I'm glad I was able to get me a copy, and I do not regret it at all. And I can think of no more lies to tell. So with that being said, thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And say la vie, baby. Doo-doo.